Hey there, Derek Rydall here. I want to talk to you today about how you train people how to treat you. Now, this is again kind of a controversial or somewhat upsetting truth to understand, that the kind of treatment you're getting from people in your life right now, you trained them how to treat you. Now, there's no judgment here, there's no blame here. You didn't necessarily do it consciously, and you've been working on it and mastering your ability to train people how to treat you since you were a little kid, right? Since you were a little kid and you saw that you didn't get what you wanted, or that when you were being yourself in certain ways, you got judged or shamed or blamed or punished, you began to adjust your behaviors to try to get the things you thought you needed. And you began to repress parts of yourself because you didn't believe they'd be lovable or acceptable. And over time, you adapted to that. And then you begin to recapitulate those childhood experiences and have more and more relationships that seem to reflect that. And then because you don't understand that you're training them how to treat you based on how you're treating yourself, and yes, how you're treating them, because you don't see that, we will either tend to withdraw or resign, or we'll start trying to manipulate and control. We'll start trying to change them or change their perception of us. We use them as a proxy. If I can just get them to see me better or see me differently, then I'll be good. But what I want you to understand is that argument is going on inside of you. You're the one that doesn't see you that way. You're the one that doesn't respect you. You're the one that's judging you. You're the one that doesn't value and appreciate you. And because of that, you're either acquiescing, you're subordinating yourself, you're saying yes to them and no to yourself. As a matter of fact, as I work with people, a lot of people in relationships, and at some point in their relationship, they get betrayed or abandoned or rejected or cheated on or lied to or hurt in some way. And they're so angry at their partner, and I'm not saying that there's not justification if the other person literally did something wrong, but they're constantly looking at, what they have to do about that person, or that they have to leave that person, or it's more about fixing the situation. And invariably, when I take them back through the timeline, I can show them how they betrayed themselves first. They lied to themselves first, and many times. They cheated on themselves. They abandoned themselves. They rejected themselves. They saw the red flag. They had a desire, they didn't speak it. They had a need, they didn't stand for it. They had something to say, they didn't use their voice. Because, well, what if this is the best I can get? I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to upset them. I don't want to disrupt them. I don't want them to judge me. And so they manipulated the situation to not feel their own fear, their own shame, their own pain, and they denied the signs, they denied themselves, and as a result, they produced an experience that ultimately is a self-fulfilling prophecy. They trained that person how to treat them by the way they treated themselves. Now, what this looks like in the most practical sense for you right now is whatever situation you're in relationship-wise, where you don't feel met, you don't feel seen, you don't feel held, you don't feel valued on whatever level, whether it's a partner, a parent, a boss, a colleague. What you want to begin to do is notice, what is the quality I feel is missing here? What is the quality that I want from them? Either I'm waiting for it, or I'm trying to get it, or I've resigned that I'll never have it. Like respect, validation, approval. And instead of trying to get it from them, or waiting for it, or trying to control the conditions, instead you want to ask, let's just say it's self-respect and love. If I truly loved and respected myself, how would I show up today, or in that relationship, or in that job, or whatever? If I loved and respected myself, how would I take care of myself? How would I hold myself? What would I do? What would I stop doing? What would I do differently? If I loved and respected myself, who would I be in the world or in this relationship? And if you just sit with that quality that you think is missing or lacking or wanting, and you ask that and you contemplate that every day, and you sit with it expecting to get an answer, because you will, guidance will start to bubble up. you'll start to hear things like, I would start pursuing that particular project. I'd start exercising more. I would say no to this and this that they're asking me to do. I would stop bending over backwards, and I would start taking care of my real needs. I would start saying yes to my yes, and instead of giving it away to everybody else. You'll start to hear things, you'll recognize and remember, oh yeah, I've been feeling that for a long time. And then you have to have the courage to treat yourself differently, to hold yourself differently. And if you're willing to do that, not judge the other person, not make them wrong, but actually take back your life. Actually start giving yourself what appears missing. Actually start treating yourself the way you want to be treated, not as a manipulation. It's not, well, I'm going to do this, and you're kind of peering out of the side of your eye, seeing if they're changing. No, because then you're not really doing it. Because the real and the only thing you ever really need is to heal or deepen your connection and relationship with yourself. All the qualities you want to get in a relationship, they're already in you. Okay? A relationship doesn't give it to you. It creates a condition where that quality either emerges or it doesn't. But the only relationship you're in is the one with yourself. So no matter what anybody else is giving you or not, you can always give it to yourself. And then you can start giving it away. As the law of circulation says, you cannot give what you don't have. You got to give it to yourself. But you cannot keep what you don't give. You have to circulate it. So I invite you to look at a situation right now, find that quality, and set a practice for the next 7 days at least. Every day you're going to wake up and you're going to ask, if I fill in the blank, loved and respected myself, valued and approved of myself, thought I was amazing, whatever the quality is, how would I treat myself? How would I take care of myself? How would I show up in the world? And then journal about it, and then begin to practice it and watch what happens. I hope this is helpful. I hope this is inspiring. I know it's not always easy. I know how difficult it can be to move through this, but it's one of the most important practices you can have. As you fill yourself up, you will discover true freedom. So until next time, live authentically, love yourself unconditionally, and follow your destiny.